Question 1 says, which of the following may be considered an activity that falls under the corporative social responsibility of lumber company? So we have cash donation towards restoration. That is A, that is our answer. Question 2 says, when an existing company grants a license to another company to operate using the former's name and design to provide the same service, the arrangement is called a franchise. Question 3. Which of the following contains guidelines for regulating process and service standard, irrespective of the type of business? And the correct answer is ISO standards. 4. Which of the following organizations would most likely provide financial and technical assistance to implement a business idea? And you can see that's business development agencies. Question 5 says, Timothy is seeking direction in deciding the best way to organize his entrepreneurial venue. His first decision is to determine the form of legal ownership. Which of the following aspects of the venture has direct bearing on legal ownership? Gross liability, taxation, profitability, and that's taxation. Question 6 says, Hawa is the owner of a female hair styling salon. Pasha is an entrepreneur managing his own barbershop. Due to the individual challenges they are facing, the two have decided to merge their business to take advantages of their individual expertise. Which of the following forms of business would most likely be suitable for the new venture? And that's a partnership. Question 7 says, Max is a professional accountant who has decided to go into the preparation of fast food for sale. His business advisor has told him to purchase yellow cones to be placed on wet floors in the restaurant. Which of the following regulation covers this advice? And that's the occupational health and safety. Question 8 says, which of the following types of business has unlimited life and allows for easy transferability of ownership interests? And that's C. No, that's B. That's corporation. A Caribbean government recently asked an airline to obtain a license before operating in that territory. This means the airline was being asked to satisfy a legal requirement. Question 10 says the corporate charter is best described as a set of rules and procedures established to govern the daily operations of corporation. Question 11 says, which of the following courses of action is available to the regulatory agency in a country if a registered company fails to pay taxes? So you will prosecute the company. Now on to question 12. Question 12 says, which of the following may be considered unethical behavior on the part of a dairy product venture owner? And that's A, giving cows minimum medical attention. Question 13 says, the legal protection of a word, name, phase, or a symbol granted to a venture is known as a trademark. Question 14. Which of the following is a feature of lifestyle venture? And that C, it exists primarily to support the owner's standard of living. Question 15. A company has decided to pay the college fees of 50 children. The poor family 50 children of poor families living within its local community. This is an example of the company's corporate social responsibility. Question 16 says the primary purpose of a business plan is to, and that's to clarify the venture's vision. Question 7. Which of the following is a key component of a business model? And the key component of a business model is the value proposition. Question 18 says, in which of the following sections of a business plan would you find the promotional resource? And in that section, you would find the marketing. So you would find the promotional resource in the marketing section. Question 19 says the process by which the strengths and opportunities for an existing venture or identify is known as SWOT analysis. Question 20, the potential success of an entrepreneurial venture is determined through the feasibility study. Question 21. The best reason for preparing a statement of cash flow for a new venture is, and that's D, because it is one of the documents required to register the venture. Question 22 says the point at which a venture is neither making profit nor loss is described by the term break even. Which of the following is not a source of funding for a new venture? That's sales. Which of the following is a key component of a business plan? That is our executive summary. A business model for a new venture must state what will be done differently to create value. The financial statement that shows the value of an organization's asset, liability, and owner's equity is the balance sheet. Question 27 says, which of the following is a saving and investment option? And that's fixed deposits. 28 says, to create a successful new product, a company must understand the customers, the market, competition, and develop a great advertising campaign. So Patrick is a novice entrepreneur. He has to prepare a business model for his business plan. Which of the following components of the business model will determine for whom he has to create the value? So that is the beneficiary. So that's the person who is creating for. Question 30 says, which of the following is not a key aspect of feasibility analysis for a new venture? And that's employment. 31 says, the most appropriate form of financing during the rapid growth stage of a venture is, and that's D. During which stage of a venture's life cycle may first round external financing be utilized? And that is C, the startup phase. Okay, so items 33 to 34 refers to the following financial valuation methods. So we have income capitalization, book value, or the balance sheet value, price earning, discount future earnings. So it says in answering items 33 to 34, match each item with the correct options above. Each option may be used once, more than once, or not at all. 33 says, which valuation method may become subjective if the shares of a company are not traded on the stock market? And that's the discounted future earnings. 34 says, which method is not an income valuation method? That's price earning. Okay, so next. Items 35 to 36 refers to the following information. Hodge Company hired a financial analyst for the company. The financial analyst has provided the following financial data. So this is the data that you're going to use to answer 35 to 36. 35 says, using the book value approach, what is the value of Hodge Company in 2012? And our answer is, so take a look on the table again. Okay, question 36 says, what is the price earnings multiple of Hodge Company in 2012? And that's 12. Okay. So 37 says the process of buying and selling via the internet is called e-commerce. Which of the following products are not suitable for online selling? That's C, fresh vegetables. Which of the following statement is not a feature of business ventures? So that's D. At what stage of the venture life cycle does the entrepreneur create the capacity to process the product or service? The startup. 41. Which of the following is a factor to consider before launching into e-commerce? So that's D. 42. Which of the following venture valuation method takes the time value of money into account? That's A, or book value. 43 says, which of the following strategies can promote success in e-commerce? And that's focusing on market needs. A. 44 said the stage in the venture life cycle where the entrepreneur can consider entering other target market is described as growth. That's A. 45 says one reason of valuing a venture fairly accurately is to avoid under harvesting. That's B. And we are at the end of our first paper. Okay, so number one again. In a partnership venture, the partners share the management, profits, and debts of the business based on the terms of their deed of partnership. C. Okay, so in which of the following ventures does the entrepreneur face the least risk? And that's D, limited liability company. One advantage of the franchise approach of business is that the entrepreneur gets more guidance. Reduced profit due to the payment of royalty fees can be a major disadvantage of this type of venture, and that's A, for franchise. Question 5 says, which of the following is not a consideration when choosing the legal format of a new entrepreneurial venture? And that's C. Question 6 says, an entrepreneur wishing to adopt open innovation must, that's D, be willing to collaborate with customers and competitors. In business, the ability to find and apply creative solutions to problems and create opportunity is termed as innovation. Question 8. Kyle owns a beverage company which produces only juices. He has decided to expand his product offering and introduce soft drinks, but does not have the knowledge necessary for executive. Which of the following actions would most likely assist him in quick, successful implementation? That's B. Utilizing open innovation techniques. Question 9. The process of setting up a corporation in accordance with the law of the country in which the business is located is referred to as incorporation. Question 10. Jewel is about to launch her own scented candles business, Precious Scent. Her legal advisor has told her that she must first conduct a name search. This requirement is in keeping with the that C registration of venture. 11. In the contracts of venture operations, a whistleblower is a person who A. Operates illegal and unethical behavior. Question 12 says a private hotel chain has decided to allow local community to access parts to of the beach in front of its property at no cost. The hotel is fulfilling the social responsibility. A business had just received permission from the Environment Agency to begin construction of a new plant. However, residents claim that their farms will be lost. The management has decided to go ahead with construction despite the residents' concern. Management action may be described as legal and unethical. Which